Everybody, Lauren with the TMF podcast. Friday night, man, July 23rd. And I wasn't going to go live tonight. I was up pretty late last night with Marshall and Jana. And it was a wild show, man. It was a little crazy. I'm going to adjust my camera here a little bit. It's a little crazy. Things got weird and wild. But I put up some of the clips from it. Some of it we're just going to have to just forget that happened. Let's just be honest. It got a little carried away. But it's Friday night and I was up here and I've been watching YouTube most of the day, and I've been working on the content on the channel, which has been exhausting. Someone's dinging my phone on here right now. But welcome to the show. If you're joining here live with us, it say something in the chat there. I don't really know what. I've got a couple things that I want to talk about tonight, but more of a free for all. I want to start by saying that I do produce this show myself, me, myself, and I, and it is brought to you by TMF Apparel USA, which is my clothing brand. I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts right now, which is the JRE, the Joe Rogan UFO shirt. It's one of my favorites. And I was just gonna pop the site up here. If you haven't seen the website, this is TMF Apparel. This is my clothing brand, my direct site. You can see all of my designs up here. I do design and print these myself. They are not sent through like one of those third-party sites. And then also I have an Etsy site as well. Pull that up for you guys. And there's a link in the description to both of them. If you want to check out some of the custom merch, or you want something made for yourself, by all means, check out the sites right here. So I've got both of those up. Yeah, man. Look, it's been a rough week, man. I've been getting beat down this last week. Lots of hurdles, lots of things to overcome, and you know, Marshall's a little butt hurt from yesterday. He'll get over it. He'll be okay. But I did get kind of a little bit inspired, and I was diving down the YouTube rabbit hole, and there was a few things that happened today that was kind of interesting. Well, YouTuber got banned from YouTube and also brought back from the dead almost within 2 hours. Matt Kors, who streams a bunch of AMC stock related content. I didn't even look it up to see if he's legit back, but he was streaming today, and all of a sudden he was wiped from YouTube. And there was a pretty big uprising about it on that community anyway. Let me see if he's back here. If he's back on his channel. Well, I don't see his channel, but he did say that I think Meet Kevin came on and said, "Oh, there he is. Sure enough, Matt Kors. He's back in all his content," and that in itself is pretty crazy. So he got removed from YouTube while live streaming today, and they said it was like harmful and dangerous content, which was pretty crazy. And he reached out to some people, and look, the community uprose, and within about 2 hours, I guess his entire channel was back, which is unheard of because there's not somebody you can just pick up the phone and call at YouTube to bring you back. So that's pretty wild. It's pretty wild stuff, man. So that happened. That happened today. I want to watch the town hall. I've been trying to look up the town hall from yesterday with Joe Biden. I've seen some clips online. It looks pretty hilarious, but I haven't been able to find the entire town hall in its entirety. Just a bunch of bloopers about it. So I'm hoping that I can stumble across this thing here. Is this one here maybe? Interview: Joe Biden participates in the CNN town hall. Maybe that's it. The full thing there. Because I know there's going to be some stuff. I know he said if you got a vaccine, you're pretty much going to be fine. You're not going to get sick. You're not going to die from COVID, which, man, you can't just go out and say that. I mean, Trump said stuff like that. They didn't like it, but they just kind of brush it off. I think everyone's brushing him off. It's just kind of crazy, which is interesting. He stumbled through some stuff. He talked about being on the moon and aliens. I don't know. I'm going to watch it and then I'll come back to it. But I was watching some clips like the Hodge twins and some of the other podcasters on there. I'll tell you who I got stuck into before coming down here. And it actually kind of riled me up and wanted me to come down and just get on YouTube and live stream a little bit. Is Harry Mack. Harry Mack, man, I've seen him on TikTok and I've seen him a little bit on YouTube pop up, but he just popped up on my stream. And this dude, mining for freestyles on Omegle, this dude is incredible. He's got a lot of subscribers, man. He's got like 1.2 million subscribers on YouTube. So he's not a small potato. I mean, 1.2 million is a good chunk of people. 317 videos. This dude freestyles. He asks people to give him some words, just random words, and then he writes freestyles off the top of his head to beats, and they are freaking amazing. I bet I sucked into a rabbit hole for about 45 minutes watching his Omegle ones. And I thought that'd be fun. I actually thought about that last night, just randomly popped in my head doing the other podcast with Marshall, that we should bring we should bring Omegle into the podcast. I might do it tonight, let's just see who's out there. Maybe we'll gain some viewers or at least some fun conversations, if nothing else, that would pop up. And I was looking up a couple topics there. But it's been a slow week for me. I mean, I've had a lot going on. A lot of stressful, just work related things, life related things come up that have really just kind of kicked me in the ass. So I look forward to doing these shows, man. Look, last night we tried to go down to open mic, and we weren't able to go up at open mic, and then we came back here and we had a 4.5 hour live stream that was just off the charts crazy. Marshall had way too much El Toro. Ugh, the El Toro was, he got to the point where he was gone. And then his friend that joined us, Jana, she joined the show, and we had a fun conversation after. And I guess he got a little butthurt that she sat in his chair. That's all good. He'll be back. Don't worry. He'll be back. What else do we have here? There was I wanted to bring this up yesterday, but we were too far gone in the show. How the White House declines to release numbers of breakthrough COVID-19 cases among vaccinated staff. I feel like that in itself is very suspicious and very sketch. We know that if you're vaccinated, you can still get COVID. It's just going to mitigate the symptoms. But for some reason, Joe Biden is saying that he's actually speaking as if it's a cure to COVID, and it's not a cure, it's a vaccine. It's different. A vaccine is supposed to assist you in not contracting the disease. It does not eradicate the disease if you already have it. So if you have COVID, they don't give you the vaccine to kill it and eradicate it from your body. It's just to help you fight it off. So it's interesting that they won't release any of the numbers. I mean, is it contradictory to the entire White House plan? I don't. It's like, I'd rather just them say it than hide it. Be like, well, we've got 3 people here that are vaccinated that have COVID, and this is what's going on. Be transparent with people. There was a couple other like PSAs that I saw that were just, I don't know, cringeworthy. I guess that's the way to put it. They were a little cringeworthy to me. And the way that they were put out there, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I've said before, I don't plan on getting the vaccine. I don't need it. I've faced the COVID and came out on the other side. I was unfazed by it. But they're saying that was what they said. They said that getting vaccinated they equated it to smoking, how America used to smoke. And then people stopped smoking. And they stopped smoking because of the campaign on secondhand smoke. Like, it's okay if you want to smoke at your house or outside, but don't smoke inside around other people, because it could be harmful to them. And not getting vaccinated is like secondhand smoke. You can still pass it around to people. I don't know. They're really pushing hard against the anti-vaxxers, and it's just another divide, man. It's just another divide. That's how I feel about it. Appeals court blocks CDC COVID restrictions, allowing cruises to resume from Florida. There you go. So that means that they are, I'm guessing, going to let people cruise without the vaccine. Is that what it is, or is it with the vaccine? That's going to skyrocket some stocks for cruise lines. What do we got there? 16 months they've been shut down, and this is only from Florida, so that's kind of interesting. U.S. Appeals Court late Friday blocked federal COVID restrictions that had vastly cut back the number of cruise ships operating from Florida ports. Definitely a win for the state. Do they require you to have a shot? Let's see. Under the federal rules, ships were allowed to board passengers if cruise lines met such requirements, such as setting up COVID testing labs, running test voyages, maintaining social distancing, and establishing onshore housing for quarantine passengers. Federal government said the rules were necessary with the United States in the midst of a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic, but they're going to put that on hold. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about them requiring you to be vaccinated to get on there, which is interesting. I feel like they are going to have some kind of other contingency in order for you to get on the boat, because close quarters. Look how people were stuck on boats last year when the pandemic hit. How many people were just stuck on a cruise ship? They wouldn't let them come to land. They'd sit out there in the ocean. So that's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. I played this for Marshall last night. I played Aaron Lewis's "Am I the Only One" song because it's been in the news. I listened to it actually probably like 4 months ago when someone recorded him at a live event, and I thought it was a good song. I liked it. And then, excuse me, it's like 11 o'clock here. And then this one pops up after we listen to it, is Aaron Lewis gets wasted on stage, accidentally performs "It's Been a While" twice. Dude. Oh, man. He is very much pro-Trump, anti-Biden. I mean, definitely anti-Biden. A lot of impeach Biden hats and t-shirts that he wears. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, wow. I don't know if I believe this. Jeff Bezos, 18-year-old spaceflight companion, reportedly told him he had never bought anything from Amazon before. Is that possible? Is that even possible? I'm really curious. Is there anyone out there that's never ordered something from Amazon? I feel like that's just tough. Just tough. Oh, wow. This is interesting. Huh. All right. We were talking about this guy. I'm going to mute that. Talking about this guy on the podcast, not yesterday, but I guess it would have been the Monday night podcast. I think we did it Monday night. We talked about the January 6th at the Capitol issue and the fact that they had sentenced somebody to 8 months in prison. One of the guys that was inside the Capitol. I wondered what had happened to the dude with the horns. So now it says this just popped up. QAnon shaman in plea negotiations after mental health diagnosis. So they're saying that this guy has a variety of mental issues. In an interview with Albert Watkins, said officials at the Federal Bureau of Prisons and BOP have diagnosed his client Jacob Chansley with transient schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, depression, and anxiety. So he's got a whole list of them, apparently. I mean, that's a good defense. Spent most of his time in solitary confinement. The decline in his acuity was noticeable even to the untrained eye. So they locked that dude up. They didn't let him out. And now he's going crazy. His face is charged, including civil disorder and obstructing an official proceeding. I wonder what he's gonna actually get charged with, and what they're gonna do. Because he was in there, man. He was like the face of the entire event. You know, he became like the dude. So I do kind of wonder. Spot fire from tarmac fire that crossed highway explodes. That's crazy, dude. A lot of world's on fire. A lot of stuff burns in the summertime, also, which is unfortunate. Oh, man. live. Olympic cases jump as games start. Athletes infected. So why would they, if they're tested and when they're in there, they have to be COVID free to be in the Olympics? Why would the cases all of a sudden they jump? And why would athletes be getting COVID when everyone around this entire event's tested? I don't know, man. I don't know. I still argue that no one really cares what's happening in the Olympics. Like, it's just not a big deal anymore. It used to be. I remember when the Olympics was a big deal. Like, I remember when Olympics came to Atlanta in '96. Man, it was a huge ordeal. And then it just feels like every Olympics it just slowly fades away. Maybe because a lot of the sports they're just not mainstream, and people are not as entertained, and the world's so crazy, and the Olympics just isn't enough to keep us going. Maybe that's it. I don't know, man. I don't, what is this? Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck make Instagram debut with Leah Remini. Don't care. Don't care at all about that. Not the least bit. You know what? I just realized freaking the dog done knocked my whole control board out the way. Oh man, what is this? Kanye West Donda listening party menu goes viral for $40 hot dogs. Bro, if you're getting $40 a hot dog, more power to you. That's a nice hot dog. It's an expensive hot dog. I like hot dogs. I've been buying these hot dogs from Kroger. They're brisket dogs. Delicious. They're not the cheapest hot dogs. They're like $4 for, I think you get 6 of them. They're good. I don't like a cheap hot dog, you know? Cheap hot dogs, they just don't do it for me. They have a weird taste to them. They're not great. Let's be honest. They're not great. They don't taste amazing. I like one of those all beef hot dogs, like the Sam's Club, the Costco hot dog, all beef hitters. I do like that. What else we got there? Ooh, Washington sees fifth wave of COVID, and now they want you masking up. I don't think the mask prevented the spread of COVID very much. I think the not going anywhere definitely helped because people just didn't go anywhere. It just helped, not even COVID, just disease in general, just transmittable diseases was less. People just weren't out there being around other people, being gross. I mean, how many people go to the bathroom, don't wash their hands, touch stuff? You touch your phone's got to be the grossest thing you carry. You touch everything and you touch your phone. And we don't, in America, we don't sanitize them. I don't think I've ever seen somebody grab like a sanitization wipe or like a hand sanitizer and put it on their phone. But you should, definitely should, because your phone is gross. Let's be honest, your phone is disgusting. It should have wipes. We should have a sign that says "Wipe your phone." That's probably how we're spreading all out of this. You don't wipe your phone, man. You got clean hands and you reach in your pocket and you grab this thing and it's just covered in freaking germs. What's going on? If you join in the show, join the chat. I don't really know where we're going to go tonight with this. I was thinking about joining Omegle myself. It looked fun. I've never been on Omegle. But watching Harry Mack, man, it was super entertaining. And if you don't know him, man, look him up. He is great. I might even pull him up here because just to share it with whoever joins my show. But I got sucked into it, man. Sucked in deep into the wormhole. And I see him on TikTok, man, and he is amazing. I do like his flow. He reminds me a lot of Little Dicky. A lot of Little. I mean, I guess they have a similar appearance. They look kind of the same, and their delivery and their flow is very similar. So I do like that. Man, look at this. People are going to argue over whether or not Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson are astronauts. They're not astronauts. You didn't put on a spacesuit, you're not an astronaut. If you're on a plane, I mean, Bezos was closer to an astronaut. He was at least in a capsule. I feel like that's one step closer. So, look at this. Let me respond to this real fast. Oh, this dog. The dog is at my feet, and he is gassing me out, man. He's gassing me out. Oh, John Mulaney's getting divorced. Okay. I mean, I don't care. Interesting. Doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would get divorced based off of his persona. But there you go. Not happy. Oh, this is just sad, man. I want to say this was in Atlanta. It's WXIA. That's a 12-year-old killed running into road. Caretaker injured trying to stop him. I'm guessing this person had some kind of mental disability since he had a caretaker. Boy ran into the street when his caretaker unsuccessfully tried to stop him. That sucks, man. It sucks for everyone involved because, dude, who's the guy driving? Who's driving the car that accidentally hits somebody, just runs in front of you? A 12-year-old, man, that's not a small boy. That's a kid. That sucks. You gotta live with that. Ooh. This dude here, Florida man who hid HIV status from gal pal, sentenced to prison. He gets 2 years. Is that enough? Did anyone get infected by this guy? Oh, wow. Two women were diagnosed with HIV after dating him. Gentry Burns, 27, of Port Orange, pled no contest to one count of uninformed HIV infected intercourse. I'm pretty sure back in the 90s, if you had done this, you're going to jail for a while. Like, it was damn near manslaughter at that point because you were giving someone a life sentence right there. Wow. Said after his ex-girlfriend contacted authorities, he was also sentenced to 12 months of probation upon his release. So he got 2 years in jail for not letting them know that he was HIV positive. And I feel like HIV is just no one talks about it anymore. It used to be a huge ordeal, like a huge ordeal when I was growing up. It was everywhere, and now it's nowhere. Can't remember the last time I saw a sign for it, but Megan she does these shows these like doctor conferences that talk a lot about it. So interesting. We do have we got some fights coming up. Nothing I want to get too excited about yet, but they got TJ Dillashaw making a comeback. I honestly don't care. It's just because he's a little dude. That's honestly why. Like a 125 pounder. I just don't get excited about those fights. Grimes revealed on TikTok that Elon Musk, despite being a billionaire, doesn't fund her career. Why would he fund her career? She's got her own career. Doesn't need to fund him. That's crazy. Ooh, Tennessee man targeted for his Twitter handle dies after swatting call sends police to his home. So this was a thing that they used to this used to be kind of a real problem. Maybe 3, 4 years ago, people were doing this. They were basically calling the police and sending them to people's houses. That it was called swatting. They would basically call in a fake crime, send people to your house, police to your house, and you didn't know. And it was like a prank. Unfortunately, I mean, it's a prank that is not even funny. You send people over there whose job is to like negate the situation and de-escalate it, and they're on edge already. Cops are always on edge. This incident happened April 2020 after the swatter called police to report a fake murder at Mark Herring's Summer County home. Law enforcement swarmed Herring's property with their guns drawn. He was shocked and confused, had a massive heart attack, and died. That's unreal. Wow. One of the guys sentenced to 5 years in prison. Wow. Oh, man. That's crazy. Dude got scared and died. Scared him to death. Unreal. Unreal. I might pull up Omegle, man. Let's see here. What do you want to talk about? Oh, man. See, I've never used this, so I'll have to figure it out. Video is monitored. Keep it clean. Okay. Let's see. Add your interests. What should our interests be? Why don't we do something entrepreneurial or maybe even like motivational? I'm gonna join this. We're gonna pull up. Let's see how I'm gonna pull this thing up here. We'll put it up in the corner, maybe. Maybe like this. We can do it. Or, yeah, that'll probably work. I don't know. We'll see. See how this plays out. Let's do this. And we're gonna put comedy, and we're gonna put what else should we put on here? And politics. There we go. Alrighty, we're gonna have to uncheck the Zoom mic here, the Zoom audio. Make sure that is functional and that I can hear it. What's going on? If you're joining the show, I'm gonna check out Omegle here. I've never done this. I thought it might be actually kind of fun. Monitor and output. Gonna need that so I can hear what's happening, and you can hear what's happening. Where's my soundboard? We're just gonna do a quick test. Make sure everything works before we hit this thing here. Speakers, audio, tech. Yeah, we're just winging it tonight. We talked a little bit about what's happening, a little bit of current events, a little bit of news. Let's see what we got here. Okay, there we go. I think we are set, man. We're set. We're gonna see who Omegle brings. Never done this. I'm not even sure if I need to know how to set up my video chat on here. Got our virtual camera going. Let's see what Omegle brings us. Allow it to use our microphone. Feel like we need here we go. Got to see, how do I get it in here, man? Let's see. We got to have some settings here, right? Because our virtual camera's not showing up. So we got to see what's going on here. What's going on, man? We don't have any video. We got to figure out our video. How do we do this? That's parental controls. Man, I'm gonna have to let me pop this off my screen real quick, and we'll see if we can figure out how to get the video for Omegle to show up. Because I'm not exactly phone or tablet. Works great on mobile. There's got to be a way to do that because I see people constantly doing it. Please leave him just an adult site instead. Oh man. All right. Let's see here. And I just don't know. I don't know how to get it to show up. I'm just gonna mute it and see if we can figure it out. How do we get this to show up? It's not showing up. Oh man. It only asked me about the mic. It didn't ask me about video. Oh well, that's definitely something happening. I'm gonna have to Google it. I might have to come back to this segment. Kind of a bummer. Let's see. Virtual camera. There we go. I'm gonna have to listen to this video here and figure out how to. What is this, man? Figure it out. Let's see what this guy says. Oh, I feel like maybe they have another app going on here. See, it shows up, but mine doesn't show up. Browser settings. Oh, shit. Okay. Let's see what you got going on here. Let's see if we can find that. Let's see here. We got to go to some settings. We have to go to something here that has to do with webcams. Somewhere up in here. Privacy and security, site settings. Clear browsing data. That's not it. Appearance. Where did he find that? Saw it on there, man. Privacy and security. Is that where he's at? I'm gonna figure it out. So he's got permissions. All right, so permissions. Where do we have that on here? I have to search settings, permissions. There we go. We've got to have camera. All right. They can ask to use our camera. What else we got here? Yeah, we definitely have that. Which camera? Allow. Okay. And then location. We don't need that. Have that hooked up. Where does it show us what it gets to use? Don't know, man. Yeah, there it is. Virtual OBS. Ah, that's why. All right, that should fix it. Let's see if that fixes it for me. I feel like it did. About to find out. We definitely do not want the unmoderated version. Holy balls. There we go. What's happening? What's up, man? Let's see who shows up. Random strangers. What the fuck is that? That's a hand. Man, some weird cats on here, man. Hello. How's it going? How are you? Sorry, I got a couple dogs. They think they're at the door. There's no one there. What are you up to tonight? I live stream on YouTube or on a podcast. Just seeing who else is out here tonight. Looking for some random topics to talk about. How are you doing? Where are you from? Right on. I'm from the U.S., just outside Atlanta. Outside Atlanta, Georgia. So what's your topic of the night? What are you looking for? Yeah. I like it. I like it. You like to argue about political topics a little bit. I do a political podcast. It's called the Free as Fuck Podcast. It's on this channel as well. We don't really argue too much, but we do talk about hot topics and from both lights. Me and a co-host of mine. It's a good time. What's going on, champ? You got a Hogwarts shirt on. All right. All right, man. What are you up here looking for? Politics is fun. I do a political I do kind of a political podcast that has a lot to do with politics, current events. So what you want to talk about? Pick one. Yeah, out of all of the things that we could be discussing here, give me a topic related to that. On incest. That's an interesting topic to bring up. Um, Morally neutral. That's a fair argument. Look, at some point, it wasn't a problem. Let's be honest. At some point in history, it kind of, sort of, yeah, it kind of, sort of didn't matter. Um, it was, yeah. Well, there's a lot happening with that. It's not, and I don't. I think in some parts of the world, it's probably still pretty prevalent. Eventually, there's enough people on the planet where we probably don't run into it too often. But where do you draw the line? How far down the tree is too far, or not far enough, should we say? How far is not far enough down the tree? No, it's just a theoretical conversation. Four people's. That's a yeah. Nah, you don't know. Oh yeah, you wouldn't know. That's pretty far down the line. Four cousins away, man. That's look, man. They're not even showing up to the. They're not showing up to grandma's funeral. They probably don't even live nowhere nearby. That's fair. That shit probably happens a lot. They're like, maybe not a lot, but in other places where you're not so condensed, probably. You know, the family tree is a little bit bigger. That's an interesting topic to throw out there, off the wall. Ah, man, look, this world's crazy. We live in I'm in America. You're probably in America, I'm guessing. Yeah, there you go. You would probably enjoy the podcast that I do then with a buddy of mine. He's pro America for sure. Um, no, 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 no. He's just for everything that the freedom of speech, the ability to be yourself, the melting pot, the whole shebang. Okay. Okay. Right. There you go. I mean, yeah, at some point there's I don't know, immigration's interesting to me because I feel like our country is one of the few countries in the world where people can just show up. There's not really look, if you just wanted to leave here and go live somewhere else and just walk in and stay there, it's probably not going to go so well, you know? And that's why we're the best sometimes. Definitely. Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. What do you think about them pulling out of Afghanistan? What do you think's going to happen?
So it's
Right?
like, well, we're just like wasting a bunch of money now, but like we would just continue to waste money in the future. And then it's like if we pull out, like the Taliban might just fucking roll like the Afghanistan troops. So it's like I don't really know. Like, and should
That
we like
there.
help them? Should we give them like amnesty in the United States? Like, should we allow these people to come? It's like I don't really know. But yeah, we should probably like pull out of the region
Well,
a
we've been
little
trying
bit.
to get out of Afghanistan for 20 damn years.
Yeah,
Well, at least
just pulling
15
us out,
years. So,
baby.
yeah, so they're coming out and the Taliban is definitely still there and they're going to come out in force, man. I think there's going to be a lot of innocent people have died over there
True.
in
We
that. And
just we bombed the Taliban too. I think it was
oh,
2 days
man,
ago.
dude,
Yeah.
they're not going to stop fucking them up. It's funny to me, Afghanistan is just it's like the catch me outside of Earth. It's like if you got something, if you want to throw down, catch me outside. We meet in Afghanistan and we all just fuck each other up out there. It's just the Earth's
Amen,
sandbox.
brother.
So I think it's going to be a shit show once we get. We'll be back. That's what's going to happen.
True.
They're going
I
to
think
pull
we're gonna. I
out
think we're going into Haiti.
into
We're
Haiti.
getting out of Afghanistan. We're
Ooh,
going into Haiti. Okay, and that's
dude,
gonna be the 51st state. We're
we're
getting
already in
rid of
Haiti.
fucking. We're getting them out. Okay, that's gonna be a tourist destination. We're gonna build it back better. Okay, there's
Okay.
gonna be. It's gonna be like. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be New Atlantic City. That's what we'll call it. The whole
Atlantic
the whole
City.
region though.
Well, I mean, don't you think?
NAC.
Don't you think we should finish Puerto Rico before going to Haiti?
Listen, Puerto Rico's got too much debt. Okay, we're not taking Puerto Rico. Okay.
Puerto Rico is already part of our country.
Yeah, listen, I don't want Puerto Rico.
It got
Okay, I
fucked up, and
if
we
you were
were
like
like, we
if you were
kind of
like
fixed it.
if you were like, where's Puerto Rico on a map? I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, because listen, I don't know
Okay.
what's
All
I don't
right.
know what's going on down there. Okay, they got a lot of debt. I don't know if we're gonna make them a country.
Nobody knows what's going on down there. But what if
I think we
people in America? I don't think most people in America know that Puerto Ricans are part of America. Like they
yeah,
get
I
to
think
vote.
like our most of the American territory, like Guam or like the fucking whatever other
Virgin
places we own.
Islands.
Yeah,
There's a couple places out there that's small. We don't talk about them much until like a hurricane wipes them out. But I feel like
or
we
like
didn't go
North.
back. We didn't go back to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico got destroyed, and they sent over some containers full of supplies, and they were like, see y'all later. you know?
We really need us. I feel like Australia. They could be good too. I think
Australia.
the Australia. Listen, here's what needs. Listen, you know who needs to get the shit under control is the UK. I swear to God, if there's some fucking Britmonger variant that comes out of this shit because they don't know how to fucking control their fucking population and get shit, I'm gonna
Oh,
be triggered. Okay, the
okay.
British, they need to get their shit going, but I don't know.
The UK is a different animal. We don't
True.
understand. We really, if you ever been over there, you ever been to Europe?
No, I haven't.
I've been to Europe when I was younger. I was about I think it was about 16. I went to Europe with a school trip. I was there for a week and traveled a bunch of countries. We don't really understand in America because we just have states that we can drive from state to state. Over there, you can just drive from country to country,
Or you can
and they're
fly for
very
really cheap, like
close.
$30
Yeah.
a ticket.
Well, that's not far. You're not going far. The country's
I
small,
understand,
man.
but even state to state, it's like in the United States, it's like you're pushing like $150, like usually like a one way, depending on how far you want to go. I don't know.
Yeah, depending on how far. Yeah, I mean, when you're leaving, you know. But over there, it's just different because you've got a lot of countries. And where I'm going with this is in our country, 50 states, we all pretty much fall under the same laws. And over
True.
there, you're going country to country. They're very close together and they're all governed differently.
And they've been at war with each other for like the past like 2,000 years. So it's like,
Well, yeah, there's that. You know, how has England not changed in all this time? How do they still have a
yeah.
king and a queen?
Well, they got rid of the monarchy for like
Ah,
50 years, and then they were like, we want it back, and they were like, okay,
yeah, they got that old bag over there running the show
fuck the
or
queen. That's
whatever.
all I'll say.
Hey man, when the prince leaves and marries an actress in America, it doesn't go back. Shit's not
Yeah,
just shit's real.
yeah. We stole it. We stole him.
We
We took him
stole
in.
him. I
Yeah.
mean, look, he found some wop. He came on over.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. So what else you got?
Wet ass pussy. I don't know. I just amazing.
You
Meghan
found,
Markle was pretty hot though.
she's real hot, man. I loved her on Suits. That was a great show. One of my
Never
favorite
seen it.
shows. Oh, it's a phenomenal show.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's great. 8 seasons.
Listen, we stole the Democrats stole the election in 2020, and we're doing it again in 2024 and
Oh, okay.
and 2022.
I lit up on my show with my co-host Marshall. He gets pretty turned up over that. My take on that as what happened, looking back, is that the Democratic Party played the best game in political history to win that election. It was phenomenal when you look at what happened. And my take on it
And the
is,
Senate seats.
yeah, my take on it is that everything that happened for the last 18 months was highly orchestrated to take down Trump.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd necessarily go highly orchestrated. Like,
Highly.
like,
Well,
like, what do you?
there's things. Well, it's not. I'm not saying that they went and placed Chauvin in there to kill Floyd or something like that. What I'm saying is they took events, things that already had been happening in our country, and they found a way to exploit them and play the fear and the divide between the left and the right phenomenally. Because let's be honest, 4 years Trump went through the grindstone. He went through hell. They threw everything at the dude, and you couldn't take him down. And so the next best thing was, well, we need to divide people and get him out. And they created a divide that was epic. And I argue this because when you watch all of the unrest that happened through the entire summer going into the election, and once October hit, it started to just disappear. And it started to negatively affect the campaign for Biden, and it just disappeared. And
Well,
since it's
the
disappeared.
riots, the riots were negatively affected by these polls, like the riots in like places
Mostly
like Wisconsin
Portland.
specifically.
Yeah, Wisconsin didn't help. But they really flipped that on Trump because he was the president. He was supposed to do something about
Yeah,
it.
he's the leader. Like,
Yeah, well,
also if he handled COVID a little bit better, like he might have won.
I don't know. I don't
If
know that
he,
you could have handled it any better.
I mean, okay,
It's an
so
impossible
he
situation.
bans travel from China, and then we sit on an ass for 2 months, then we banned travel from Europe. We did nothing in between these 2 points, right? Like we didn't get any
Okay.
PPE ready. We didn't like do any testing. We didn't like isolate patients that had symptoms.
Well,
Like, oh,
no,
we
they
have one.
did. They did isolate people. But you're talking about before the lockdown. You're talking probably November, December of 19
No,
or
I think it
20.
was it was when was the Chinese travel ban?
The Chinese travel ban was instituted, I want to say, in December of 2019 or January.
Okay, so
It was
between
premature,
like
the lockdown, and people were mad. They were upset, right? So
okay, but
I'm not
people
mistaken.
were mad. I think there's a little bit of a mischaracterization of why people were mad. People called him like people Biden wasn't calling him like xenophobic over like the lockdown. I think it was more xenophobic over him calling it like the Chinese virus and sort of creating this like anger towards like Chinese Americans, which is pretty cringe. Is what I would say.
Well,
Like,
is it not ironic a little bit that we do know that the virus came from China? It originated there, but
yeah.
Donald Trump is mostly worldwide to blame for coronavirus. I find that amazing. People worldwide blame Donald Trump for the spread of COVID.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but he could have done a heck of a lot better job in the United States, in my opinion. Now, of course, that's hindsight,
Yeah.
but like he like threw out the what was it like the playbook that Obama developed of how to handle like pandemics that he created during like Ebola and swine flu. Um, Now I'll give him credit on Project Warp Speed. That's very is very important in our
Yeah.
recovery from. But like Biden has done a good job in providing like top down order from like executive from the executive branch. Where Trump, for a man who says he could do so much, he has so many people lined up to make excuses for his ineptitude. I just think it's a little silly sometimes.
Well, Biden also walked into the end of the shit show. And honestly, I don't think Biden's running much of anything. I mean, he's
I mean, he could sleep in the White House for the next 4 years for all I care, and
uh,
I'm happy. We got the child tax credit, which is insane.
that
There's
is pretty crazy that that's
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
That's
The
step
we're
one.
getting the infrastructure package. It's gonna get passed before the
No, it won't
midterms
get
because we're gonna get
passed.
those.
No chance.
We'll we'll do it through if we have to. We'll just do it through Senate reconciliation. Okay. We'll say fuck the Republicans. Okay.
I don't think they'll do it.
Why?
Because they're going to try to sneak too much other shit in there that's not important. That's why they're
Well,
going to
we don't
argue
need
over
to.
it.
We don't need the Republicans. We can
Yeah,
do it with just 50, and then we just
it's
need to
not going
get
to happen.
Manchin and Cinema on board. Why not?
They haven't. Look, my co-host, he's not here tonight, but on the Free as Fuck show, he says they've been talking about infrastructure my entire life. It's never happened. It's never going to happen.
It's gonna happen. I
Um,
can feel it. It's coming. I can because the
that's the
Democrat.
hope.
No, I can see it
I
manifesting in front
mean,
of me.
look, we do need something to happen. We got buildings falling down, roads falling apart.
True.
The country's falling apart. And
Infrastructure, like imagine if we didn't invest in like the interstate highway system and people were like, too much money, too much money.
have you ever stopped and thought that you've never seen them build a highway ever in your life? It's already there. How long
Yeah,
does it take to build that shit?
a
How
long
long ago
time.
did they build it? They
Imagine if they just did trains. Trains would be so much. If we just had a fucking
we had
huge
trains.
train,
We
but
had
instead of an
trains.
interstate system,
Ah,
and it
it's
was
too many
just we
people.
just zoom in. That'd be
Nah,
amazing.
Musk is gonna come out and dig a bunch of tunnels. We'll be underground.
No, Musk is a fucking memer that is like
Nah.
he's like the Jordan Peterson of the fucking engineering world.
Come on, Jordan Peterson of the engineering world. That's
Okay, so
harsh.
Jordan Peterson is very like he's very like his self, whether you like him or not politically, his self-help stuff is like all right, right?
It's okay.
Like it's not like it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Right.
But then he took that expertise and he was like, I have knowledge of everything else, and his political takes are like absolute dog shit. And so like Elon Musk is like, I'm sure he's a great businessman and that he's like a great like engineer, but like he's literally just like building a couple tunnels that you put a car in. Like I don't know what's happening over here. Like
Oh,
I
it's
don't
a
think so.
genius plan. It's a great idea.
No, people are gonna listen. Trains are so much better than the fucking
Nah.
Hyperloop or whatever's going on
Nah.
over there.
No, the Hyperloop is not. The Hyperloop is different. Hyperloop is a
Oh,
train. Hyperloop's a high speed train.
yeah, Hyperloop, high speed train's fine, but the fucking
It's
tunnel
not.
you got going where you drive one car in it,
No, it's not one car, though. I
is
mean,
it?
the
What is
tunnel,
it?
the tunnels. What he's got is you go in there in your car would be ideal, and you would lock your car in, and it will rocket you at like 150 miles an hour, no traffic.
Here's my problem
Shoot
with
you out the
this:
other
is
side.
there is no shot he can like. Haven't they been trying to build a train from LA to San Francisco for the past
It's
like
too expensive.
how many ever years?
It costs too much. So the guy who's running for one of the guys running for governor of California, Kevin Paffrath, is arguing that. pretty hardcore against the Hyperloop because it's about $125 million a mile to develop that, and it can only go in certain places. It has to be built around current infrastructure that's up there. It's highly inefficient to get people from one place to the other. Whereas the Hyperloop, or not the Hyperloop, but the Boring Company, he can dig a tunnel under anything and come out, and they can be multiple tunnels, multiple depths, and you can rocket. Basically, take everyone on the freeway that's currently there and stick them underground and rocket them where they need to go. And they're also not in control of the vehicle when they're in there, so there's no risk of them doing anything to damage other people.
I mean, Musk just seems to have a lot of half-baked ideas that he likes to like meme about and try out, and I just don't.
Yeah, but he's doing it though, so it's not half baked.
No, like Tesla and SpaceX aren't half-baked, but like Hyperloop and the Boring Company and like
Well,
these
he's not
other
the Hyperloop. He's the Boring Company. It's not the Hyperloop.
the Boring,
He's the Boring
I
Company.
I would bet my life that there will never be a tunnel of any like civilian
Significant-
use.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's already in civilian use. They're using it right now. They
Okay.
use it in a micro sense. They're using it in Las Vegas, and they're using it in LA.
Currently cars are driving through
in
it.
Las Vegas, it shuttles people across Vegas. It's continuous 24 hours, and it's free.
How fast is it going?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Is it just people driving through it, or is
No,
it like
no,
actual?
it's all set up. It's all Teslas. You go there, you get in the car, and it takes you across Vegas.
No, but
it's
how
very
fast? I don't know. I guess
I'm looking
I
it
guess
up.
I just think zoning laws are gonna end up fucking it. Like I just don't see.
Well, there's no zoning underground, so there's
Don't
that.
they own the? Don't the cities own
it's
like
not-
the ordinances?
But the zoning's above ground. I don't think that has to do with that.
So people can literally just like tunnel. Like how would someone start tunneling under LA?
You got
Like
a
I
permit.
know he has done.
You even heard the story?
From-
He tells the story of how he told the story on Joe Rogan's podcast of how he
Wow.
started doing it. and
Yeah,
he just said he
Rogan's
wanted
been
to dig a
pissing
big
me off
hole.
lately. Okay, Rogan has been. I like Rogan, but sometimes he just says stupid. Like I really like the podcast, but when he's like, "Yeah, if you're under 25, I don't understand why you get a vaccine or you shouldn't get a vaccine. I would tell you not to."
Yeah,
And
he
it's like-
took-
it's like,
he
"Shh,
took hit from that. He took hit from that. But
And he's got like Brett Weinstein and fucking like
all right, so I'm gonna give you a statistic here: 3,960 passengers per hour is how many people it moves across Vegas. I'm trying to find out how fast it goes, but there it goes. It traversed the entire route in 2 minutes at speeds of up to 40 miles an hour currently. That's what it's doing in Vegas. And that because it's a small like demo trial scenario for the public, but it's free.
I don't know.
Moves
If he
people.
can get it done, it'd be cool. But I just don't see this one. I think
It's also-
Starlink is a cool.
Faster than the train in Vegas. I've
Well-
been on the train in Vegas. It's slow as fuck.
Fuck Vegas, but different situation.
Yeah.
Too dry over there, you know.
It is. It's
Not enough-
dry.
Not enough fucking. Well, I go to school in ASU, so it's pretty dry over there
Yeah.
too. But
Vegas. I've been there one time. It's an interesting place. It's very interesting. I wish I'd spent more time there and got to see more of the outside of the strip. But outside of the strip is kind of a shit show. So there's that.
true.
Right here, and I'm losing power to my USB or something.
Wow.
Lights be wigging out, bro. Yeah. It's kind of impromptu tonight, so shit happens. There we go. That's a little better.
Do you know who Destiny is by chance?
Who is?
Destiny?
I do not.
Oh, political commentator. Never mind. It's called.
I do not.
It's like a hyper aggressive liberal figure on Twitch. I guess.
Oh,
you would
okay.
say.
Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah.
Twitcher.
Yeah.
Not on
It's
that
great over there.
segment
Too many-
there.
Too many leftists over there. You know. I hate leftists so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not on the left side. I mean,
Well, I'm a liberal. I just hate like broadly socialist communists would be like a leftist.
okay.
Like
I'm just man, look, I'm not on one side or the other. I just like people, and I like people who are like-minded and not I don't follow identity politics. I don't think that's positive for our country. I don't
what do you
think
mean by
left-
identity politics?
left versus right? Pick a side, fight in the
Oh,
middle.
sure. I think there are a lot of differences that are just drawn across party lines a lot of the time, though.
Yeah, there are. I argued this last night on our show that how do you get past where we are from left versus right? And the only way to do that is to have an election where nobody runs as left versus right. Everyone runs as an independent, which would never happen. And for an independent to win, I think it would take somebody with such a massive following of people that like them out the gate to
I mean,
even
you'd have to
have
get
a
rid of the two-party
chance.
system first, right? Like, to
That
have
would be the
even like a
start. Would be to elect somebody who's not part of the two-party system. That'd
but
be the foot in the
it's
door.
impossible. But it would be impossible to do it.
It wouldn't be
Like
impossible. It would
it,
take a special somebody. It would take somebody with enough clout that universally is liked
Donald
amongst
Trump.
everybody. Not Donald Trump.
He's
Donald
the
Trump.
only. He's the only person I could think of. Like,
Nah, you need some. Look, you need somebody that is. I'm talking about universally liked by like. You need somebody like Dwayne Johnson, who is universally liked by 100 million people. He fucked up because he backed Biden, so he's not going to be independent. But you need
like,
somebody with that caliber of.
what about Kanye?
Persona.
Look how Kanye performed in the election.
I don't think he would do well. I don't think he's.
He didn't do well.
Well, he didn't really run either.
I mean, he got like some votes in Tennessee.
Yeah, I think Kanye already alienated himself with music to enough people. Like
For sure.
his genre of music doesn't appeal to enough people. Where you need somebody who's you just like I said, universally liked. You had 100 million fans of all ages across party lines that people go, I like that guy, and that's good ideas.
I just don't think that guy exists.
Not currently. Definitely not currently. They don't exist. You need a disruptor, and we're not going to have one. And people are too old. I do hope that Kevin Pathrath wins the governor election for California. I think he would.
Is he like the? I feel like I've heard about him.
He's Meet Kevin
tangentially
on YouTube. He runs. He's a YouTuber. He's got like 1.7 million followers. Mostly stocks and investing type stuff. Personal wealth.
Are you familiar with Cenk Uygur by chance?
Say that again.
Are you familiar with Cenk Uygur by chance? He's like he runs the Young Turks, if you know them. But he has like a lot of like social clout, and like he ran for for a Congress seat in California, and he got fucking destroyed. So I don't know if necessarily like the having like social media clout like translates to like congressional.
Yeah, it depends on what your background is. I mean, Kevin's running a good campaign. He's I
think I've seen him on Predict It, which is where I've heard the name before.
He's a legit candidate. He's not just a YouTuber. I mean, he's an investment broker. He's a real estate agent. You know, he teaches a lot of courses and he helps a lot of people out. And he's very transparent with his campaign. His problem is going to be he's getting shut down by a lot of shit in California right now. That they're getting him pretty good. One of the main things is he wanted the ballot to say Kevin Meet Kevin Pathrath, and because his entire brand identity is Meet Kevin, that's what he goes by, and you can find him at meetkevin.com. And
is that Meet Kevin as in MEET or meat as in
meat MEET?
Like okay, not meat as in bacon.
Yeah, no. And he's very likable. He's 29 years old. He has no political background, but he kind of runs. He's running as a Democrat, but he's not really. He has to pick, and California's a Democratic state, but he's moderate at best. But he's got a lot of good ideas, and he's young, and he's got a lot of energy, and I think he would do well for the.
Looking at the like gambling markets, I don't think he's gonna do very well.
The gambling markets.
Yeah, that's what I usually use as my as polls are like one thing, but like where people are like legitimately willing to put their money based off how they think like an outcome is usually where I go. So
okay. Well, who is set up to win based on that?
Gavin Newsom at 86 cents a share.
Fucking no chance to reelect.
Followed by Larry Elder, and then Kevin Pathrath with Kevin Faulconer following him, and Caitlyn Jenner in last place.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner should be in last place. She should be beyond last place.
Yeah.
I argue this. If Caitlyn Jenner was to somehow win the governor of California, we cut California off the country. We just let it float away. We let Caitlyn Jenner and Nancy Pelosi float off
I
into the
love
fucking
Nancy
ocean.
Pelosi.
You
Do not.
no.
Nothing gets me more hot and bothered than some career politician. I love my favorite politician of all time, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Man, I don't know how you've made it this far. Well, that's how you've made it this far in life.
Oh, I was a Republican during the 2016 election though.
You were
I
a
remember
Republican.
I was 15 years old. I remember freshman year walking in November 3rd, 4th. It was amazing. I was fucking putting my dick on the table. Fucking all the liberals were crying. They're fucking lib cuck tears.
Okay.
It was amazing. And then I sort of grew out of that phase of like edgy, I'm a Trump supporter. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that I supported the idea of Trump to run. When he came down the escalator, I remember that day. And I said to my buddy, I said, that motherfucker is gonna win. Regardless of whatever he says, he will win. And
was that after his like show got like cut from whatever it was, and then like
they stopped doing the Apprentice, the Celebrity Apprentice,
and then they like he like hired people to be like supporters or something. I can't remember.
No, he didn't do that. He just decided that he was going to run, and look, the guy's personality is huge, and he just steamrolled everyone in sight, and that's why I do believe when I go back to our statement about how the Democrats got the election, if he steamrolled Hillary Clinton, and they weren't going to let
but Hillary Clinton is like the that was like if it was any other Democrat, they would have won. If it was Joe Biden, they would have won.
They wouldn't have won.
Hillary Clinton is like the most hated politician in the history of the United States. She's been like being berated for the past like 26 years since she became like the Secretary of State. I don't think people liked Trump more as they just hated Hillary.
Yeah, but they had a choice. They had a choice to pick somebody else other than Hillary, and they shit all over every other Democratic candidate.
There was one other one. Democrat. There was one other candidate.
Bernie Sanders.
It was Bernie Sanders.
And then who else? There was another one. Who was the third person that was in line in 2016? It was Bernie and somebody else.
It's Bernie and Hillary. It was a two-person debate.
Well, no, there was more people on stage. There was like 19. No, there was 24
no, that was
Republicans,
last.
And there was at least 11 Democrats up there in the original.
No, that was during last election. No, it was when we had the large amount.
I don't know. It sounds like something I need to Google, but it doesn't matter. She steamrolled. And they steamrolled Bernie again.
I would. Yeah. Fuck Bernie.
I think they should have. I think they should have put up the Asian guy. What was his name? I cannot remember his name.
Oh, Andrew Yang.
Yeah, put up Yang. Throw Yang in there.
Yang is for like libertarian 15-year-olds that are like, oh, dude, the government shouldn't have any control. I don't know.
Man,
what do you mean taxes theft? Taxes theft.
I don't know. You need someone younger. We need to have a cutoff on age.
Pete Buttigieg.
We need a cutoff. Like we need an age limit.
Like Pete. Or John Ossoff.
John Ossoff? I mean, he's running Georgia.
He's hot, okay? He speaks well.
So you want a prime minister of Canada,
yeah,
to run the country?
Because that will listen. We need to get the housewives out of the house, okay, and we need to get them to the voting booth, and that's how we're gonna do it.
All right, you're gonna have a lot of angry. You're gonna have a lot of angry husbands following them to the voting booth.
I'm pretty sure. I read this interesting article that was like middle-aged white women are like what won Joe Biden the election because they didn't like previously vote. Yeah.
I don't think middle-aged white women voted for Joe Biden.
Dude, listen, when middle-aged white women are upset, okay, that's when shit starts to change. Okay? There can be all the Black Lives Matter protests that we want, okay? No. Listen, that's why if cops started attacking like middle-aged white women, there would be like the police would be defunded. If their money would be gone. Every cent of it.
Middle-aged white women.
They get shit done, okay?
Okay. All right. Soccer moms at home. Karens. Yeah. The Karens United.
True.
That's the next political
party. They should get
party.
A pack. They should start a pack.
They should start a pack. Karens United. Mm-hmm. Getting shit done. One phone call at a time.
The only Republican I would ever vote for, Jeb Bush. God, what a cutie. You know what I mean? What a cutie.
Thought we were gonna have fun. You should vote for. You know who you should vote for next?
Who?
You should vote for Hunter Biden.
No, I'm
You
okay.
look like you would hang a
Don't.
Hunter Biden painting in the back of that studio you
Why
got
would
there.
I do that? I don't support like. Listen,
Because you're so far off the edge with Jeb Bush.
Jeb Bush is such a cutie. Look at him. He's up
Uh,
there like, please clap. Oh my god.
you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You lost
Fuck
me at
Marco
Jeb
Rubio.
Bush.
Fuck Ted Cruz. Only Marco.
Well, Ted
But
Cruz
or
has a
only.
very punchable face.
Yeah,
It's
true.
very punchable.
Sweaty Marco.
Yeah, Marco Rubio. He didn't make it far either. Didn't make it far.
Theodore Cruz.
Who are they gonna?
Cruz.
Who are they gonna run in 2024 on the Republican side?
DeSantis.
Nah,
DeSantis. Yeah,
I don't think he'll make
because
it.
he's gonna get the Trump nod.
You don't think Trump's gonna run?
No shot is Trump running in.
He'll run.
This man is like 3 years does a lot on your body, and for someone that's like obese and like literally drinking like fucking 19 Coca-Colas a day and like is probably like stressed the fuck out because of his ego after he lost the election to fucking Sleepy Joe that has no fucking charisma. Okay, that's probably gonna take a hit to your ego. Okay, you're drawing in these crowds and you can't win an election. Joe's got like 4 people showing up to a library and you can't win an election. Jesus Christ!
I promise you this: if Trump runs in 2024, he will win hands down.
No shot.
Yeah, he will play every game, every trick, every rule bending tactic to win. He will not lose again. I promise you, if he runs, he will win. He will find a way.
I think people are, do you remember when Trump did like the tax cuts for the first time and like people were like, I don't know if you talked to anyone, but people were like actually felt the impacts of those where they were like, oh, like I got like an $800 bonus from work or like whatever this stuff. And like whether they like Trump or not, like he actually made like a positive impact to their life that like they could see. And the problem is that like the Democrats haven't really done that in a while, other than like Obamacare, which is like kind of, but the child tax credit is like insane. Like you can withdraw this money monthly, not withdraw it, but you receive it.
Right.
Like you don't even have to wait till like filing taxes. It's such a child poverty by half. And then if we can do like infrastructure and people see that, I think that's going to win us like the 2024 election.
So
but
my
I could
argument behind my problem with it is they say it's going to cut child poverty by half. The money doesn't go to the kids. And so
goes to the parents.
It goes to the parents, which
yes,
that is it's up to the parents and it's up to us to make a better life for our kids. And there's a good chunk of people out there who are just not going to do that.
In my opinion, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm too optimistic, but I think most people just want to provide for their children and make an honest living and like not have to live off welfare for the rest of their lives. Now I could be mistaken. But I broadly think that's the case.
I do believe that I don't think it will. I think using the term child poverty is just a misrepresentation. I think it will help a tremendous amount of people live a better life. I don't know that ending child poverty is really when you say that, when you say the word child poverty, the mental image you have are kids just honestly, third world countries scenarios. That's child poverty. A dollar can save a kid. $1 a month can save a child. That is what we think of in America when we say child poverty, because we don't go out and see kids homeless on the street every day on our way to fucking Publix.
True.
We don't see that. But I do think when you look at what the pandemic assistance did for people that got the extra $300 a week or $600 or whatever they were getting on top of their pay, and how that tremendously affected their life, that the money for people that do have kids, it will affect them, because kids aren't cheap, man. I've got 2 kids. They're not cheap. They eat a lot of food. They need clothes. They want to do shit. And I think it will change a lot of people's lives who are struggling, especially with just childcare is just so expensive.
Get that in the public option.
So maybe that is the end game, is that people can go back to work because now they can afford to have daycare and aftercare and childcare, and because look, I knew people when I was younger that had kids that just didn't work because they would only make enough money to put their kid in daycare. So they're like, why am I even getting a job? I make $400 a week working and I have to pay $350 to take my kid to daycare. So I think maybe in the terms of that, it would help them out, but it definitely help people. If you give people money, it's a step in. It's one step closer to the UBI of Andrew Yang.
It is. It's like a mini UBI,
It's very
basically.
much a mini UBI,
Yeah, yeah.
and if it
But
works
fuck a
out
UBI.
well,
That shit's cringe.
is it?
Oh, yeah. Here's my problem with the UBI is that like it cuts so many welfare programs to like pay for itself would be number one, and then candidates that run on a UBI, I think it's a little bit weird because Andrew Yang was like, I'm gonna give you $1,000 a month, but what if another candidate came out and he was like, well, I'm gonna give you $1,100 a month, and like it's sort of like buying an election almost in some ways.
They did that in Georgia.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
exactly what they did for the stimulus. They came out and said, we're going to give you $2,000 stimulus check if you elect us. And they got elected and they were like, here's $1,400. And people were like, where the fuck's the rest of my money? Well, we gave you some.
Well, we
And
didn't
you're
have the
like,
political capital to do 2,000.
why not? They're a money printing machine. This shit's not real. Where's it come from?
Mansion and Cinema wouldn't allow us to do it.
Yeah, well, they're not going to allow them to do whatever they want, but it's a money
Right,
printing
true.
machine. The
I mean,
money doesn't exist to begin with. It's backed by nothing but hopes and
yeah, it's
prayers.
fiat currency.
Yeah,
You sound like a
it's just make
leftist
it
right
up.
now.
Just
Oh,
make it up.
the stock market's fake. It doesn't actually exist.
The stock market. I play in the stock market. I make and lose money every day in the stock market, and I
I
tell
just feel
you,
my Roth
it
right
is
now
very
a little bit.
much. It is very much. It doesn't feel real. Like you can go on an app and you can buy a stock. You never really own it. You never get the fucking document. You just buy it and sell it. It's not real. And as a guy that follows me on my investing side of the channel, and I said, we just play with this stuff. If just say you put 10 grand on a stock and you're hoping it goes up 5% today and you're watching it and you don't want to pull out because you think it's going to go up. But if there was a dude in
Oh, the
front of you,
GME people trigger me. They trigger me so
yeah,
much.
the
I hate
AMC
these people.
guys are on my look, man. I bash AMC all the time.
Listen, the AMC people on the fucking Wall Street bet subreddit are like, listen, the fucking short squeeze is still coming, and if it hits $10,000, still don't sell because it's gonna go to $100,000. And I'm like, what the? And people are like, I've lost 50,000, but I'm still holding. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're losing all their money, and they're hodling. We're not selling. The real price is $6,000 on the dark pool. You're like, no, the real price is $35 today. It's how much it costs. You no longer
Also,
have all of your money.
also, like, I hated the narrative that was like, oh, it's like the little guy stealing from the big guy. It's like, well, no, it's like hedge funds made like 95% of the profit off AMC by buying it again. But
Yeah,
sure,
well, Citadel owns a majority long position in
yeah.
AMC, but the narrative has been spread amongst a few YouTubers, mostly that it's going to happen. The trades, the Matt Core's got canceled today and reinstated. Did you see that?
I didn't.
Oh yeah, it was. He was live streaming today, and his stream got cut, and his channel was completely deleted, and he was completely banned from YouTube instantly.
Wait, who was it?
Matt
What was the name?
Kors. Matt Kors.
Oh,
He's one
I
of the
haven't heard of him.
main. He's one of the main AMC stock streamers. He's been streaming it the entire time. He's been
Not
on
financial
Fox
advice, by the
Business.
way. Not
Right, not
financial
financial advice. Because it
Definitely can
was,
hold up to the SEC. Definitely,
yeah,
that'll work.
yeah, not financial advice, but I should have sold at $74.
Or
Advice,
like all the
but
cryptocurrency scams right now. I don't know if you've seen those. Where like we have like influencers that are like pumping and dumping.
yeah, why
Like
not?
the
Do it.
true.
Shoot it up. I mean, these guys they don't share their portfolios at all. They don't share their position. They're getting paid tremendous amounts of money from YouTube revenue. And so who gives a fuck if you just tell them to keep holding because those are the people watching you. Look, Matt Kors had 368,000 subscribers. And he was removed for, they said, harmful and dangerous content violation, which is a bit of a stretch because he's a stock channel, an investment channel. And within 2 hours of him being completely removed from YouTube, banned, cannot do anything on YouTube, through Meet Kevin and a couple other people and Twitter, he was reinstated,
Wow.
which is insane. If you got banned from your channel right now, you're fucking gone. No one's saving you. But they brought him back. His channel's back live on YouTube. But these guys are making, probably generating 20, 30,000 a month in YouTube ad revenue with that kind of following. And, who cares? What do they give a shit if you lose all your money? Hold
True.
it. They don't care. It's a shame.
GME that so many dumb fucks online. I fucking triggered the fuck out of me, that whole
You know
situation.
what the biggest difference between GME and AMC is? The
There's
big
like some tangible like AMC could eventually like actually
No,
gain
AMC
like
will never get there. The
no, but I'm
difference
saying
between the
there's some like
movement.
tangible there's something like tangible there. Well, there wasn't something with like GameStop. So it's like maybe it's so low because of the pandemic, but then everyone wants to go back and like there's a resurgence in movies. There could be like potentially be something there, but with GameStop, it's like dead. It's dead on arrival.
No, that's not true. The difference, GameStop set the precedent for AMC, and GameStop rose to the occasion through the pandemic to try to elevate their company to match the stock valuation of where it finally landed. So they brought in the guy from Chewy and they changed the company dynamics so that they can make money and generate revenue and grow their business and not die. And the stock, when the stock rockets up to $200, it affects the company none unless they can sell shares
Yeah.
to raise capital. Other than that, it's completely useless for that stock to go up to them. It means nothing. With AMC, and where I'm going with this is with AMC, yeah, their company I think can do the same, and I think they can raise the valuation of their company to match the $30 range of the stock for sure. If they play their cards right and they set up some new theaters and some new ways to generate revenue. But the difference between the movement when you had Roaring Kitty, who was buying 800 strike calls on GameStop, and a lot of them,
Is that the guy that went on
yeah, Keith Gill, he was one in
okay.
front of Congress, and so
I just like the stock.
yeah, I just like the stock. Here's the difference. Keith Gill put his money where his mouth is. And when he bought 800 strike calls, he bought a lot of them. He had like $2 million worth of 800 strike calls. So a lot of people bought 800 strike calls. GameStop never touched 800. Most people that bought those call options could never afford to execute the options, right? Keith Gill, on the day of expiration, exercised all his contracts, bought all those shares. He had the money. So he then owned like 5 million shares of GameStop. He had 20 million or $25 million worth of the stock. So he never lost money on GameStop
Mm-hmm.
because he executed it, bought the shares, and then was ended up, he could liquidate him. He's been pretty under the radar for a few months now. He doesn't post on Twitter or anything, but he made a fuck ton of money on GameStop. AMC does not have a roaring kitty to back them. The YouTubers that pump AMC, like Trey's Trades and Matt Kors and Andrew Mo Money and all these other quasi known YouTubers now, they don't have that kind of follow. They don't tell you. They say, "Oh, I'm buying the stock. I have this." They pump it up, but they don't have Keith Gill going up there every day or every week going, "I'm still holding all of this." And the difference is that when my 800 strike call expires, I lose all my money. And when Keith Gill's hits expiration, he owns all that stock now. And a lot of people are going to get really fucked on AMC. They're going to lose all their money. A lot of it.
That's why I invest in my Roth instead of
Ah,
stocks.
I like stocks. It's fun.
I mean, it's like
You
I
can be
saw
a
this one
long
thing that
term
was like
investor in SPY and all. Look, the SPY's out of control. It's fucking just a rocket ship, straight up.
so I saw this tweet that was like cryptocurrency is just what's the thing that like white girls really like where it's like the stars and it predicts like whatever
Oh, like
astrology.
astrology.
It's like cryptocurrency is astrology for men.
I have a friend of mine that comes on my investment side of the channel. He puts a lot of money in altcoins, and he makes a good money in them. I mean, it's pretty wild. He does well. It's impressive. And he's like, you gotta buy it, man. It's like, 0.002, and now it's
They're
point oh
like yeah I
five.
buy through like Binance and then like I go into fucking like
Dude, you gotta go to
moonfucker
Narnia.
dot
You gotta go to
I go
Narnia to buy some of them.
yeah I go to moonfucker.com and then I put my position and it's like what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
Please
it's
stop.
so complicated.
Yeah.
I tried to buy Come Rocket when it came out, and I couldn't figure it out. I had a guy that came on my podcast, and he
Is
was
that the
like,
one that was like called like cummies or
"Yeah,
whatever? Like I
cummies,
have so many
right?
cummies.
Yep." And
I heard Ice
dude, it
Poseidon
shot
talking
up
about
to
that one.
like that son of a bitch shot up to like 22 cents at one point. It was up like 12,000%. If you could figure out how to buy it, it was a good one. I honestly said, you know what, it's going to be worth something because the adult industry is huge money, and if that's the crypto of the adult business, it'll be worth something. You know?
But I wonder how much how many people had I forget what the word's called. where they get coins before like
So
the
like an
public offering.
IPO. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be a that'd be an IPO, initial public
yeah,
offering. Yeah, I don't know how they even get into that. But then
yeah.
people just started making their own coins up and selling
True.
them. And then you've got NFTs, which is weird.
The Dogecoin guy's my favorite, where he's like, "Yeah, cryptocurrency's a scam. I made this in 1 hour. You guys are fucking morons."
Yeah, man. And some people got, dude. Yeah, I did a video about the Dogecoin millionaire. That guy's a fucking idiot. He had
Or like you have the influencers that are like, "Buy Dogecoin," and then they sell like an hour later, and it's like,
yeah,
"Oh,
because
bought
they're
Super Bowl tickets."
smart.
I don't know if
Like,
smart isn't the word I would use for these people, but
hey, if you could do it, you do it. You could
I
like, hey,
mean,
I've got $1,000. I can turn $1,000 into 100 grand in like 4 hours.
I mean, you could fuck minors. That doesn't make it a good thing, right?
It doesn't make it okay,
Yeah,
but they're out there
true.
doing it. Someone's doing it. They ain't mad at them. I know
You ain't
that.
mad at
I
them? I
said
don't
they ain't
know.
mad at them.
Oh,
The one's
that's
doing it.
I was like, Matt Gates might want to have a conversation with you then
The
if you can figure out how to spin that one.
the Dogecoin millionaire took $180,000 his entire life savings, which is a good chunk of money for his age. Honestly, it's impressive to save that kind of cash at like 20 something. But he took that and turned it into almost $3 million at 72 cents a coin and held it.
Well,
And now it's worth probably about 300 grand. Yeah, he lost. He said he's just going to hold it and keep buying the dips. Stupid. Me, Kevin told him, he interviewed him. He said, how much do you make a year at your job? He said, I make $60,000 a year. He goes, take $600,000 and sell it, and you don't have to work for 10 years of your life. You're buying 10 years of freedom from working, and you still potentially have 1 point something million in Doge. And he was
true.
like, well, that's a valid point, but I'm not selling. And now, look at him. Shit's at like 18 cents a coin, you know? Screwed. A lot of people bought AMC at 55, $60 a share too. Screwed.
Sure, they're still holding. A lot of people
Still
bought like
holding.
GameStop at like 300, 400, $500.
Still
Which is
holding.
like, it's going to the moon.
It's going, yeah, sure
And
it
when it hits
is.
10,000, don't sell. Okay. Because
100,000.
yeah, that's the number.
I'm gonna pay off everything in the world with my 4 shares. My 4 shares of AMC. They're gonna pay off all of their debt. They just hold.
It's all a bit silly.
It's absolutely insane. No lie, I lost about 19 grand on AMC calls. No bullshit. It was
Wow.
painful. I made 16,000 on the way up. From I turned $585 calls into 11.5 on the way up to 74, and then I had about 8 grand in equity that was worth about 14 on the way up. I caught the train, and then I YOLO'd some 145 calls, and it just got burned.
I just do sports gambling instead of like trying to figure out the AMC GameStop.
I don't watch many sports, man. I just watch fights. UFC, MMA, that's my jam. Sports, I can fuck all about sports.
True. Conor McGregor.
I'm a little.
What a leg break.
That's painful. It's hard to watch.
Who's he gonna fight? They should not have a fourth fight. What a ridiculous sentiment
Yeah,
that they should have a fourth fight.
He's gonna come back and fight Poirier. He's gonna have to.
They should just give him. They should just give him like a young up and comer and just fucking see what happens and just see if he's worth it anymore. Because like the cowboy fight was such a fucking like,
Yeah,
fuck you.
it was. It sucked to see Cowboy go out like that.
Yeah.
McGregor get that win. It's a bummer. McGregor, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think he wants it bad enough anymore.
I want TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt too. That's what I want. Okay, and I want Cody to just fucking starch him. I want it to be fucking. Oh my god.
I like the idea of those fights. I hate the fact that they're 125 pounders. I just can't. I just don't respect them at 120. That's a child.
That's like a. It's like
125
hard
is
to.
a child.
I mean they, but it's like hard to cut that, right? Like
it's impossible to cut. That's a small.
Yeah.
That's a small man. That's a small dude.
yeah, I want TJ Dillashaw to fucking. I want his head on the fucking.
It reminds me of
canvas,
all of
okay.
those like little all the midget TikToks where they're like throwing shit and then they cut it
like
and it's really tiny.
the Russian kid. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. And
I
they're
forget
doing
his
funny
name.
shit, and it's so funny to me. That's what it reminds me of when you get the bantamweight guys. I'm like, dude, you are too small. You put that dude next to anyone of size, and you're like, they're hitting him hard. Like you watch Sugar Sean beat the shit out of, you know, Chris Mutino 2 weeks ago, and they're like, oh man, he's hitting him hard. I'm like, he's 130 pounds. He's not hitting him that hard.
I
He
really
just
hope Tyron Woodley does not lose to Jake Paul. I'm
he's
gonna
gonna
be so
lose.
sad.
He's gonna lose.
He, I feel like he's gonna. I feel like it's destined to happen.
Yeah, he'll lose. Unfortunately, I don't think I don't think he'll win. Tyron Woodley hasn't won a round in years, and he's not really a boxer. And Jake Paul, for all the bullshit around him, that dude wants nothing more than to box people. He wants, and arguably, he needs to box. He needs to fight a boxer, like
True.
a
I want to
legitimate fighter.
I'm excited because like I kind of like want to know how good he is because like he
Yeah,
beat Ben Askren, sure. Like Ben Askren, probably the worst striker in maybe UFC history
by
potentially.
far. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah. Not great.
but like it's like okay, but like still a fighter. And then
Still a
like
fighter.
now
Not
it's
a good
like
chin. Ben does not
yeah,
have a good chin on him.
pretty. I mean he beat Nate Robinson. I mean he's an athlete, not really a fighter.
Right.
Got like
Yeah, credible
didn't really
athlete.
know. Yeah. So but now it's like beat Tyron Woodley, not necessarily the best striker or boxer, still pretty better
Jake
than Ben
Paul's
Askren though.
Jake Paul's major advantage is catch weight. It's no weight class. He was look at Logan Paul was 50 pounds bigger than Floyd. That's a big difference if you're fighting a man. 50
True.
pounds is a lot. And Jake Paul is a good click bigger than Tyron Woodley, for sure. You
Yeah,
know, you
he put on his biggest trainers when he went to that
yeah.
fucking when he went to
I'll
the
tell you what's going to be what will be a good celebrity fight to watch is Oscar De La Hoya versus Vitor Belfort. Is no longer an exhibition; is now a sanctioned fight in
oh,
the Staples Center. And Vitor
amazing.
Belfort they're both old. Look, Oscar De La Hoya is in his 40s. Vitor Belfort's like 46. But Vitor Belfort, not tested by USADA, is a bad son of a bitch. That motherfucker will put everything in his body and he will come out like the Incredible Hulk. He's a
We should
monster of a man and he's a hell of a striker.
we
He'll be
should have
good for
Tommy
him.
Fury versus Jake Paul.
There you go. Yeah. Get the little brother in there.
Boxers, both Tommy Fury, kind of a I don't know, like a I don't know. I don't even know what you call him. You know,
I mean, look, he is the shadow of Tyson Fury. He will always be the shadow of Tyson Fury.
hmm
There's
he
nothing
went on
that
like
he can
oh sorry,
do
go ahead.
to outshine Tyson Fury. Impossible.
And he's like going on like the celebrity show in the UK they have, whatever that's
Yeah.
called. He's been living off that for a while.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it. Look, you got to get somebody out there. Tyson Fury's a big
True.
man. I do want to see him starch Deontay Wilder again. He's going to knock the fuck out of that dude.
My favorite fight of all, or my favorite fighter of all time is Lyoto Machida.
Ah, okay, okay. I ain't mad at
Fucking
that. I ain't mad at that. Machida, man.
yeah,
Bellator.
the Karate Kid.
I do like I like some of the Bellator guys. I'm rooting for Ryan Bader to win the light heavyweight again. I like Bader, and when it comes to Bellator, he's my favorite Bellator fighter. Champ, champ. Well, that one is he just checked out. He's gone.
Oh, what's up, bro?
What's happening, champ?
Hey, is this
What's
like
up?
Steven Crowder show?
No, not Steven Crowder. Just because I'm white
Oh,
and I got a cool background. This is the
you
TMF podcast.
you got like the same theme, Addison, kind of like the same
Eh, I
same
could,
setup.
yeah, I could see that. He's got a similar
Inspired,
style
maybe?
background. You know, honestly,
Inspired?
not really. This was a random background that I chose for this particular
Oh,
show. But yeah, no, I get it. I don't really watch much Crowder. I've seen a couple of
okay.
them,
Yeah.
but he's all right. What are you up to, man?
I'm just talking to some folks on Omegle. I assume you're
Yeah,
doing the same.
politics. Yeah, this is my first time on Omegle.
Oh, first time, really?
Yeah, I never jumped on here before. I got kind of inspired. I went down a Harry Mack rabbit hole earlier, and I was like, oh, that looks fun.
Are you on Twitch?
Nope, no, I'm just a YouTuber, man.
Oh, you're a YouTuber. So
Yeah,
this is this live?
yep, I'm live on my channel. Show now.
Okay. Be careful. Do you have proper censoring
Yeah, yeah,
precautions.
yeah. We're not talking to crazy people.
That's good. Well, I don't know about crazy, just horny is what I'd be concerned with.
No, yeah, no, I don't. I go to the unmoderated version.
Well,
Stay
no, it's not.
on.
No, you'll
Even
certainly
that
find your fair share of, unmoderated,
ridiculousness. I got you.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, but
Just a warning, huh?
yeah, you put politics on here. So what you got?
Oh, nothing in particular. I just
Okay.
like hearing what people have to say. What do you have to say to me?
Oh, I don't know, man. Tonight, I did a 4 hour stream last night on my other show. It's more
Mm.
political oriented, so I covered a lot of the bases on that. I was trying to find Joe Biden's town hall from yesterday to watch that because I just see all the clips online, which are hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Trying to
I saw a
find
few of
out
those.
what's going on there. I did argue though that Walt Disney World's going to unveil the animatronic Joe Biden in August for the Hall of Presidents display, and I think that they should take that one and put it in the White House and put real Joe Biden down there. I think they should
That'd be
put real
pretty
Joe
funny.
Biden down in Disney World.
Yeah.
At least we'd have
Uh,
one we can understand on TV. We can
yeah.
program him. He'll say exactly the right shit.
hmm Yeah. Well, it's more or less what we got already, right? I
Yeah, but he
personally,
glitches a lot. He just,
I just think I kind of just want to pump Joe Biden with like experimental drugs, like just let him run loose. I don't know. I mean, he's already clearly got some like weird ass like K12 synthetic weed that they're pumping into his bloodstream to get him to like you know get up every morning. But I just want to see him just fully like added like Xanax, just the full suite of drugs, just fucking
just
pumped
load
in.
him up and send him out into the wild.
Yeah, I mean, I feel because like that's what I miss about Trump is when he'd go on his like coke-addled rants.
Man, it was great. It was a good time.
It was funnier.
High
Yeah, I
energy.
just yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I missed
Any
that.
yep. Well, all right. What's your YouTube channel, bro? I'll check it out.
Right now I'm streaming under the best of 2021. That is the
That's the
YouTube channel. But if you look up the Free as Fuck podcast, you'll find me.
fuck podcast. All right. Well,
Yeah,
it's nice
Free as
chatting.
Fuck. Yeah, absolutely, buddy. Have a good night, man.
I did. Yeah, you too.
What's up?
Oh yeah, not so much. How are you, bud?
All right, man. What you up to tonight?
Oh, just waiting around to die, I suppose.
Waiting around to die. I guess it's imminent. You might be there a while. You might not. I don't know. Depends on what you got going on.
Hello?
Hello.
What the fuck? Am I about to be on a podcast?
Maybe. I don't know. Interesting. I don't even know, man.
In 10 minutes, she started yelling.
All right. I don't know how to skip through those. It's kind of weird. That's fun, though. That's some interesting conversations. But man, it's late. 12 o'clock. Somehow I'm still up. We've been at this for an hour and a half. Oh, I got messages. People have been trying to get me on something here. It's craziness. Well, if you joined it, that was fun. I'm gonna get Marshall on here, and we're gonna rock that Amiga one more time. If I can get Marshall back in here. But those were definitely some interesting conversations for sure. But I think I'm gonna call it a night. I need to be productive tomorrow, and I want to be freaking tired if I don't get some sleep. So I appreciate anyone who joined the show and popped in here. And check out the website, man. If you want some merch, I make all kinds of stuff. Even if you just need custom shirts printed, I do print on demand. TMFapparelusa.com. Till next time, I'll see you guys later.